Hi guys! As you can see, I am barefaced and I am filming a get ready with me. I just want to take you through like the little skincare I do before and then after, like how I do my foundation and everything like that. I won't be doing any eyeshadow or anything like that. It's kind of like a everyday when I go to work. So let's get started. Usually when I prep my skin, which I've already done, I use these three, which is a micellar water by L'Oreal. I use the toner by L'Oreal, which just looks like that, and then the cleansing milk by L'Oreal. And if I was to take my makeup off, I'd obviously be using the eye makeup remover, and I just put them on cotton wool. And then after that, which I've already done, is use my moisturiser, and I've cut the tip off because I want to just use what's left inside before it all runs out. And then I prime my skin with the Baby Skin by Maybelline, and it's in Cool Rose, or oh no, it's in Cool Rose. There's like 3 different ones. There's like a really silicone based one, then there's Cool Rose, and then there's an orange one I believe, but I can't remember the name of that. This is the one that I really enjoy, but I do want to try some other ones, so if you've got any recommendations for some good primers, please let me know. And let's get started. First step is to just get your hair out of your face, and usually I just leave it like this. And as you can see, I have a spot right here at the moment that wants to peek through, so I'll show you how I cover that up. So the foundation I use is the L'Oreal True Match, and I use it in the shade 1D, I think it's Ivory, Golden Ivory, and it's one of the lightest, and I usually just put it on my finger like this. Just start putting it on my face. So this is how messy I will look straight away. And then I use the Real Techniques blending sponge, and I just start dabbing away. You should damp the Real Techniques sponge. Sorry, you should damp it because it will help the product to just sit on your face, like soak into your face, instead of just sitting and sliding away. And I always start with the cheek area and kind of like start blending upwards. I know a lot of people start with their forehead, but I'm weird and I start with my cheek. And then I use the pointed edge of the sponge and do my eyes. And then I just go over all of it and put in a bit on my neckline. I always make sure to get this part of your nose, because my nose is the part that slides around quite a bit, so usually around lunch I sometimes top up, not always, like sometimes I just leave it. But when I do a full day shift at work, I usually do my makeup about 6 something in the morning, so by lunch it's like 6 hours in and might need a little bit topping up. Okay, so that's my foundation done. At this point, I usually put a little bit of lip balm on. I have the Carmex, and just because, depending on what lip product I'm using, I usually need a bit. Then onto concealer, and this is the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, and mine is in the shade Fair. This is a really good concealer, they just don't have a very wide shade range. When I go in, there's about, say, 3 shade ranges. So I just put it in a triangle shape here, like this. And then I do that on the other side. And then down my nose. Bit on that little spot there. On my cupid's bow. I know this kind of looks crazy. Like this. And then I go in with my Real Techniques brush again and I start blending. So usually I start with the center of my face and start blending because your under eye can crease easier. So if you do that last, when you powder it, less time to crease. And then when I get to my eye area, I use the pointed edge. And there we go. Okay, and then the brushes I use for the rest of my face are the Nancy brushes, and they just look like this. And they say Nancy on them like this. So first I use my matte makeup by Maybelline, and then I will just powder my eye area just to brighten it up. And I'll dab that on instead of swiping. And then underneath, again in a dabbing motion. Then for a bit of colour in my face, I will use my L'Oreal Paris True Match blendable powder. And I have it in the shade Vanilla Rose 2R, and it is my perfect shade. And I kind of just take it down my neck a little bit, not too far, because it kind of is the same colour, so it kind of just doesn't need that much. And I don't like a full neck full of makeup, I just kind of bring it down just a little. And then that is the powder brush by Nancy. And then the next brush I use by Nancy is the stippling brush, and there's two uses for this. The first use is just blending out the edges, so kind of like dragging it, not dragging it, but kind of like blending it like this. This way you haven't got that awful foundation line. And this is something I've recently learned from the guy at IMATS that was selling the Nancy brushes, and it just looks like this. And then I go into contour. But first, with a cotton wool before contouring, I will wipe away any foundation that is on my eyebrow and just put it into a shape that I like. With my Nancy contouring brush, which looks like this, I will start contouring. You usually just do 2 swipes, dust it off. Never blow your brush because you can make it really unhygienic by blowing your brush. It's better to just tap the excess. And from your cheek downwards. I don't contour a great deal because I'm only going to work usually. And then I swipe it upwards like that. So I don't know if you can see the difference. On camera it looks much harsher than it really is because it's not that harsh, it's so subtle. I usually do not contour my forehead, but for the sake of the video I might just do it a little bit, because just to show you guys what I do. I kind of start from here in the centre at the top of my temple, and then I bring it down just a little bit. Like that. And then I bring it into the hairline. And obviously, because I have a scar up here, it kind of just, yeah, it looks weird sometimes, so I always proper blend it out. I never do my jawline. I'm not really a major contouring fan. Then for blush, I have the Rockateur blush by Benefit, and with my blush brush by Nancy, I suck in my cheeks again. And then time for eyebrows, and I use the Tanya Burr Cosmetics eyebrow kit, and I use the shade Hot Cocoa, which is this shade here. And I use the little brush that comes with it. So here I start, on this eyebrow, I start at the bottom in a corner, like this. And then I turn my brush round and brush the excess upwards. I just keep doing flicks. So that's one eyebrow done. You can see a big difference between the two. The thing I do is I get my stippling brush and I use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. And I love this. I've had this for about 2 years and I still haven't hit pan. And I use it every day near enough. I do it on my cheekbones, but I do it at an angle so it's not all over. Like that. Then the tip of my nose. Also, I don't contour my nose. I like my nose. I like it. My chin. And then for my Cupid's bow, I just put my finger in the highlight and just dab it on. Next is onto mascara, and I use the Rocket Volume Mascara by Maybelline. And I also use my eyelash curlers from Cosmopolitan. You can buy these in Superdrugs for like £3. And I don't do any bottom mascara, I just do the top lashes. I'll do my NYX Butter Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Rome. It is a lovely colour. So this is my finished look for every day. This is what I do to get ready for work each morning, and it takes me roughly 20 to half an hour. It's taken me 27 minutes today, as the viewfinder has shown me. That is my finished look. So bye guys, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment any of your favourite primers, because I really like to reach out and try a new one. Preferably drugstore, because I do like the drugstore ones. Bye!